How's it going, Leo community? Soul Tigers here with a special story for this wonderful frequency. So let's go ahead and get started with the vibe and dishing out these introduction cards. Leo, creating a new version of you asks you to do things you've never done before to support yourself. Reaching outside of your normal routines to bring in a new way of doing something, a new way of seeing something, or a new way of how you think about things. This can't be done on your own. You, dear Leo, must explore your environment and different resources to learn something new. This could have the potential to help you release what has been built up within for so long. Oh my goodness gracious. The whole thing is sometimes, Leo, we have to admit to ourselves when things are out of our scope of practice, when they are out of our realm of knowledge. Sometimes we think that we should know everything, especially when it comes to ourselves. But if we were taught limiting beliefs when it comes to the human or the human experience, then how will we know how to excel past those limiting beliefs if we were never taught how? This is why it's really important for you to be open to exploring new things and using the different resources around you. So let's get started with this introduction, dear Leo. We have a few cards here, something really farther into your past. It definitely has to do with having an emotional release, to have new beginnings. When we are able to release things that have been built up since the past, then we're able to look at things a little bit differently. Sometimes that takes help with us unpacking things at certain steps, certain amounts, certain kind of, I want to say therapy, certain kind of things, but it's not done all at once. That is kind of impossible to unpack the baggage of the past and expect to be fully done healing from it within 24 hours. That's not the way it works. A lot of times when I myself did therapy, it would get worse before it got better because I had to unpack so much. Something that we have here, and this was something that really popped out, sexual energy. This has to deal with your vulnerabilities and being able to hold forgiveness. And this is something that you're at odds ends with when it comes to forgiving. These are both things that you kind of don't want to deal with. You don't want to see, but they're there. They are there. And the thing is, you don't see the lessons from those type of situations in your past where you felt very vulnerable, where you hold a grudge and a lack of forgiveness. The whole thing is all is one, one is all. This was all meant to happen so that you can grow more into you. The thing is, in order to be really strong, to stand tall, we have to really be rooted down in ourselves, grounded very, very well in ourselves. If you know trees that can't root down very well, they are very easy to knock over. And this could have to do with the different vulnerabilities that you have that make you feel vulnerable when it comes to the past situations. A lot of times past situations are of things that we couldn't control. And the whole thing is this weighs on you every single day. It's one of the things that makes the world on your shoulders much, much heavier. And it's hard. It is really hard to look up and to take what's happened in the past in a more positive way into our future and even into the present. It's the very thing that weighs us down and keeps our head down as well. And something else here, and this is very beautiful, because when I first started cleansing your cards, which I found this very interesting because it only happened one time before, and that was yesterday, is I popped out with this card in reverse. This tells me that you're kind of giving up on things. Maybe you feel like you are past the age where things are still possible for you. But when I was done cleansing the cards, this was at the bottom of the deck. Instead of in reverse, it was in upright. And here it pops out face up and upright. What is this? This is divine timing at hand. You're not too late. Nothing is too late. There are still many, many possibilities that are still out there when it comes to you even meeting yourself on a deeper level. Even when it comes to you healing past relationships that you have a harsh view. Maybe this past you will be able to see eye to eye better with it when you start to acknowledge that no, time has not ran out. We're just working on divine timing of things. And one of the biggest things here, Leo, for you, something that you're at odds ends with, but this is something that's going to help unfold everything for you, is being able to strip the illusions. Oh, what do I mean stripping those illusions? Our mind is a very, very powerful place. So is our emotions. Our mind can convince our emotions many, many things, and vice versa. But the thing is, it's not always right. There's a lot of times where I can deal with people who have certain tension, who have certain past injuries and stuff like that. And what a lot of times the general public doesn't know is that a lot of the issues we deal with comes from repetitiveness, whether it's repetitive behavior, repetitive body mechanics, repetitive ways of thinking. And the way you step out of sight of that self is, again, going through different resources to help. Resources that you've always shied away from. It's okay to admit that you don't know what to do. And that is the very first step. And then you're able to go and seek out ways for you to learn things about yourself through the different types of therapies that are out there. I love to read knowledge. I don't know why they don't say this anymore, just like I don't know why they don't say you are what you eat anymore. But knowledge is power. When you start to learn more about yourself, you're going to start valuing yourself more. You're going to start looking at yourself differently. And you're going to look at the mistakes that you've made in the past as stepping stones for you learning how to get closer to yourself. Because if it wasn't for these mistakes, then you would be stuck in these illusions without questioning anything. So let's go ahead and get into this present. Ancestors, spirit guides, what needs to come out? Oh, that was quite a bit for the present. It's a lot piled up on this past. You're really hung up to the point where you can't see nothing but this past. And this past, again, has to do with either a younger person or you at a younger age. This was something of a tug-of-war energy that I'm seeing with this one, where somebody kind of wanted what they wanted. And this was a lot of kind of different, this pulled at you in a lot of different ways, especially when it came to your charisma of things, when you wanted to take off and do things maybe differently. Then we have the judgment here. It was really hard to call judgment on whatever past relationships we've had with others. But it was the most sound thing that you can do within the mind. You might have disregarded the heart, or you might have used the more anger of the emotions to motivate you to put your foot down to get things done. But the thing is you reflect on how very taking you were. You reflect on the lack of nurturance that you couldn't provide. There was a lack of stability that you felt like you weren't providing for whoever, whatever this is in your past. When it comes to your vulnerabilities and these burdens, something that you need to learn is this Queen of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune energy. This Wheel of Fortune energy is Jupiter. That is all about Sagittarius. Sagittarius is also our full moon that we had on the, May 31st, not too long ago, like a week and a few days ago. And what this talks about is 9th house energy. This is searching for meaning. And right here, you don't understand the meaning of dealing with whoever you were dealing with in the past. Whoever this emotionalist or overreactive in their emotions this was. Maybe you felt like you were emotionless. Maybe now that you've grown a few years, you felt like you could have encompassed a little bit more compassion, acceptance, and kindness of things. Maybe a little bit more mercy when it came to others. But again, there was something here that you were trying to keep close to you. There was something here that you were also trying to protect at the same time. It was something, again, that made you feel very, very vulnerable. And it had to do with a contract. Whatever this younger person was, they were meant to move you in ways that you haven't been moved before. And a lot of times, even with my child, and I was talking with the Aries and a Scorpio, all of us parents, all of us single moms, and we noticed how our children, my son, for me, who is a Leo in particular, how he brings more stability in for me, especially when I am having my emotional instability. My son can ground me out in ways that other people can't ground me out. And it isn't that he's trying to tell me to do breathing exercises. It's literally just the example that he leads. He gives me a different way of seeing that I should step back and that I should kind of quiet the emotions and go through and kind of analyze how I feel, analyze how I think, analyze what I'm seeing, but from a calmer, more mellow kind of view. And I feel like here with this contract, whatever this was in your past was meant to help you emotionally evolve. This is why it's not too late, because everything is divinely timed. And here comes that Fool. But we denied wanting to explore that, and we fed into what we were focused in on that time in our journey, or on that part of our journey. And again, it was building. You were trying to build stability around you, build stability for others. It was something that you were trying to cross into new territories with. Maybe something that you didn't see too much as a younger person yourself. And what is here is what is meant to happen. So am I saying that you were meant to go through hell with somebody in particular? Yes, because the whole thing is if you were put on this planet by yourself, then all your lessons would be by yourself and through your environment. But because you weren't put on this planet by yourself, then we are meant to learn from others as well. And one of the things about survival of the fittest is adaptability and the ability to be flexible and change. When we can't be flexible, when we can't welcome change, then we stay stuck. And depending on where we're at, what's happening, that could be very detrimental to our health. Think about the many things that you've had to change throughout your lifetime to engage into yourself a little bit more. Whether it comes from high blood pressure, hypertension, it could be type 2 diabetes, it could be eczema. So those are just things to name a few, because usually a lot of people have those kind of different ailments happening at an older age. But think about how it took going outside of yourself to resources to help teach you something that you didn't know. But also remember, when you were in school, the things that they talked about and taught you are no longer applicable. And let's face it, we're not the spring chicken that we once were. We have aged. Our body and our hormones have changed. What we need has changed as well. So it would be optimal and it would be ideal that you could evolve your views of the past situations, just like you had to evolve the different habits that you have for the changes that have came in throughout your lifetime, dear Leo. Whew. So let's go ahead and, you know what, this person, they were supposed to inspire you with new ideas, new ways of seeing things. But the whole thing is the emotions, how things reminded you of something else. I feel like that is what kind of drove you a little crazy here, and that's what made you put your foot down and became really headstrong with things when it came to whatever this other person was. Let's go ahead and call in our angels of protection. Angels of protection, please help, guide, and protect us as we navigate the block for the Leo community. I really like this because this moon card was something that I seen when I first started cleansing your deck, and this is what falls out onto that Queen of Coins energy, that feeling very restricted. Things were very restricted, or you had to be very restricting. So a lot of times with moon energy, this is transcendence energy. This is moving from one place to a higher place, especially when it comes to our belief of things. This is also going to be Neptune. This is Pisces energy. This is 12th house, ending old cycle to prepare for a new. But the thing is that it requires action. Action of you seeing this past relationship with this other for what it was. It was a big imbalance. Something that you were doing your best to try and balance out with the choices that you were making and the guidance that you knew back then. A lot of times we get upset with ourselves, and this is what we say: we should have known better. I should have known better. But you're looking back 10, 15, 20 years from that past saying, well, I should have known better, but you didn't know better. And that is the thing that is really hard, and this is what keeps you stuck. Holding on to something and still blinded by things, still feeling injured by things. And you don't feel like you have the knowledge here. You don't feel like you were very receptive. You don't feel like, let's see what else is happening. You don't feel like at that time you were being over dominating. You don't feel like you were over controlling, because you were trying to handle the chaos at that time with controlling the environment around you, because again, that's what you knew to do. But there's something here with this Page of Swords and trying to bring in a new way of thinking, a new way of believing, and a new way of seeing the fertility of things. Oh my goodness. Sometimes we can get stuck in the old ways of thinking, the old ways of seeing things, and it will take a fresh view for someone to bring in something so different for us to open our eyes up. But right here, it was something that you couldn't agree with. It was something that you couldn't open up to, and was something that you walked away from many a times. And I think that's the one thing that really bothers you, is how you kept walking away from this relationship, kept walking away from some kind of support. This was something that was very irrational for you. It was a lot of quick decision making that you were trying to make at that time. And it was hard. It was hard to deal with the emotions of it all. Maybe you were being pulled in two different directions and you didn't know which direction to go in. Maybe the direction that you did go in seemed like the safest for the different people that were around you. The thing is what I'm hearing to say is you were trying to exterminate the problem. You're trying to have this problem. What I'm hearing say is like, knock it off, like stop with the bullshit already, because this problem brought in a disturbance into the community. But now maybe you feel like this problem was the scapegoat to things, and this is why you look back and you said, I should have known better. A lot of times it's really hard to deal with something that's different, something that we haven't encountered before like that, especially if it's bringing up different feelings and that we haven't had the emotional capacity to deal with it. A lot of times we shut down to it. A lot of times we will shut it down. That is a natural reaction right there. But again, the belief of things here. You don't know what to pray to. You don't know who to pray to. You don't even know how to pray about this. And this is something that pulls at the strength. This is something that keeps it going around and around and around. But the thing is here, the clarity is to really go within. Go within. It's something you don't like to do, and fill out. Really listen to yourself. Listen to the truths that you were leaving or leading your life in when it came to that time, because this is going to be a part of stripping those illusions. How can you be more kinder with yourself, more kinder with the environment, more kinder with the outlook that you have on this past situation? A lot of times, and what I'm hearing to speak upon is blame here. A lot of times we try to sift through our past and try and focus in on what we can blame to justify what choices were made back then, I should say. And the thing is has that worked for you yet, Leo? I don't think so, because trying to figure out if you need to blame yourself, if you need to blame the situation, has you very stuck, and it has this thing playing over and over and over in your mind many years later. Maybe something you need to admit is you were doing the best that you could with what you had, and that is good enough. Even though somebody may not feel like it's good enough, that was good enough. We can't change the past, but what we can do is build bridges to our past selves to help give that past self an understanding and also forgiveness and grace. Because being at odds ends with yourself, being enemies with yourself, is not gonna help heal this for you. This is something that will always make you feel weak. It will be something that haunts you for the years to follow if you can't go in and do this healing. And this is something, again, that isn't easy. And it's something that's being suggested that you reach outside of yourself, reach to other people, other types of therapies, other resources to start to unpack this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's hard, especially if somebody's telling you it's going to get a little bit worse than it starts to get better. I remember when I started revisiting my past in my therapy sessions, honestly, I would show up to probably the first month of therapy. I was doing quite a lot of therapy because I would do group therapy, and then I had to do individual therapy. Individual therapy was every week. Group therapy was every week as well. And then I had therapy every week for like maybe a year or something like that. It was a lot of therapy. And just to be raw with you, for I want to say the first 2 months I'm seeing, I was crying a lot. I had to let things out, and I had to grieve for things, and I had to let myself also grieve for my past self stuff, whether it was mistakes, whether it was not knowing, whether it was being the fool, whether it was being the villain. Because nobody's perfect, there's no innocent person. We all got a little smudge on our record somewhere. And I'm not talking about the record on the physical realm. I'm talking about the energetic record, the spiritual record. Because we gotta have mistakes. We have to have mistakes in order to learn. You know what? Something here, I did read this for somebody else. I have a little quote thingy here. And maybe this is something that you can ponder on, Leo. It says, gratitude allows you to recognize that you're not a victim of a symptom, experience, or stressor, but rather a being given an opportunity to start anew. Maybe one of the first steps is to step outside of resentment and to step into holding gratitude and appreciation for what has happened, how that transpired, how that you were able to stand up where you needed to stand up at a time that, you needed to make these moves. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the conclusion, Leo. We're going to call in divine and universal energy. Divine and universal energy. What are the positive messages that you have for the Leo community? I feel like a good grieving out in a safe space is going to be something that's going to be really good for you, Leo. Being able to release what has been built up and pent up over the years. And that is the first step into starting to practice some spiritual hygiene, because that's one thing that we have to acknowledge, one thing that we could come into, especially when we deal with ourselves, is that there's gonna be times where we're gonna be upset, there's gonna be times where we're gonna be angry, and there's gonna be times when we are overstimulated. Now, how can we work with ourselves to help process, to figure out what it is that is the root of that, in order for us to build bridges to ourselves so that we can get over things, not to forget about things, but to move forward in our journey of evolution with ourselves. So let's go ahead and start with our first card here. This has to do with the little bit of depression that you feel of this past, especially when it came to how you balance things out. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Think about the people you call exes. They're exes for a reason, right? whether it's an ex-company you worked with or an ex-partner that you were with. We have this notion that we should be able to keep these relationships around us forever, but that's not the purpose of it. A lot of these times, these different relationships are meant to be on our journey just for so long enough to teach us what is meant to be taught, because we are all students and we are all teachers of each other and for each other. Now, when it comes to having this new day and holding forgiveness for yourself and for this past situation, is joy is the unlimited creator. Remember how you don't believe in those possibilities. Remember how you feel like things are over for you because of how old you are or whatever phase you're in. Being able to encompass that forgiveness, to bring joy out, is going to help create those possibilities that are still there for you in the future. Then we have my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. You've lived in an energy of being hard on yourself. You've lived in an energy of holding resentment against yourself. You've lived in an energy of being angry with yourself. And it's gotten you with the different relationships this far. Now remember, being able to try something new is going to give you different results. Start to reach deeper levels of love for yourself and for the past mistakes with others or that others had done upon you, so that you can release it, so that you can grow, so that you don't have to hold on to things and keep being bitter towards yourself or towards this past. When it comes to the future, especially when we want to go in this direction where we want to be more enlightened, is I surrender to a power greater than me. And that's accepting the flow of life. The flow that some people will be there, some people won't be there. Some places will be there, some places won't be there. It's all a part of evolution. It's all a part of the ever change that is always happening around us. If you weren't adaptable to change, then how is it that you don't just have a landline anymore? How is it that you just don't have a black and white TV anymore? And do you know that they don't even call them landlines anymore? I tried to call in one time and ask for a landline. This was many years ago, and the young person didn't even know what I was talking about. So being able to trust, and you know what, there's times where I've prayed, please divine, help me to trust in the process, help me to trust in your flow. And the divine is going to give you lessons. The divine is going to give you work to help to increase that trust, but the whole thing is you have to be open to flowing with it, opposed to trying to fight the different currents of life. Understand also that the universe has your back. You weren't left out in the cold when it came to different relationships because there's something about you that's wrong. No, you were given a load that the divine knows that you can handle. How can you see that differently as a way to empower you? Once you get through this, you're going to look at relationships around you a little bit differently, which is going to help create a different type of currency for these relationships. How you invest in the different relationships around you. When it comes to yourself in particular, attack pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Are you ready to answer the phone? Are you ready to step up and step in with yourself? Being able to be supportive of yourself, opposed to holding yourself at 10 feet away from you, so you don't have to deal with the fear, with the pain. The whole thing is a part of grieving, a part of healing, a part of unpacking, is being ready to be that support system for all the things that we try and hold back. It's hard. It is hard. But when you start to do that, then you're going to start practicing different ways of processing things, especially when it comes to things that remind you of the past. And a couple cards that we still have here is my fearless freedom lights up the world. So you lived in an era where you've let your fears govern you. Now can you live in the era where you let love govern you, where you face your fears with love? And that's the thing is because our fears will always make things seem the darkest. When we're able to go towards those fears and the love, light, and compassion, that's when things start to light up. That's when we're able to see the different things that we got to work on, the different ways that we need to learn how to support ourselves as well. Because a lot of things that are in the shadow side, people think that they're the worst versions of them. Those things in the shadow side are the things that need the most love, that need the most patience, that need the most grace. And then this last card here is, in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. The power of prayer is the most powerful thing out there. Do not withhold yourself from a gift that is given to all of us. When we pray, we surrender it, and we give time. We give ourselves patience to be able to move in a way where we are open to seeing the different signs and the different guidance that can come in when we are starting to take that healing journey. When we want to sit here and start to pray, we're going to start to increase our strength. We're going to pray to help strip the illusions, especially when it comes to our past, our present, and how we see things, because that creates the movement in those higher beliefs that we're going to use to reflect on our past, so that we may hold a newer view, have that grace with ourselves, have that emotional evolution that we're meant to have through this relationship that was brought to us many, many years ago, because there are still many things that are fertile. But first we still have to finish up this inner contract that we have with this other, because this contract wouldn't be here. This contract wouldn't be needed if you weren't meant to learn how to unstick yourself, especially when it comes to how you view things, how you walk in and out of things, how you try to go towards conflict, how you try to go towards chaos through trying to control the environment. The thing is that's the illusion, is the control. And when you start to put your trust into the universe, that's when you start to have a higher up belief when it comes to the different things that have came in and out of your life. And you know what? Gemini is going to be the new moon on June 14th. And this is why you're feeling so many different extremes right now. It's because Gemini goes between the light and the dark of things. Gemini is also the third house relating to one's environment. It's Mercury energy. It talks about how we think and how we communicate, not just with the world, but with ourselves as well. And with that full moon that we had on the 31st of May, which was in Sagittarius, that's the 9th house. That's searching for meaning. And that searching for meaning comes to the different philosophies that we've had, that we've gained throughout our lifetime, using those different philosophies to help heal ourselves. And how we heal ourselves is by surrendering and being able to flow. Wow. Thank you so much, Leo community. Don't forget to thank your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out. And as always, I hope that you have a most wonderful rest of your day.